All right, we're back. All right, we're back. We've got Gold Teams Division third place match. Our team against Team Buckets. This is the B-side finals. Our team has won the lag, I believe. And we're just waiting for the teams to fill out their roster sheets, and we're going to be in action here shortly. So hang out, share the stream. This is the Western BCA 8-Ball Championships Teams Division, Gold Teams Division, B-side finals. We're down to just 3 teams left in this tournament. Share that link. We'll be doing commentary here on the Table 3 stream. And we're still waiting for the rosters to be filled out, and we're going to get started. Looks like we're almost ready. All right, we're ready to get going. All right, off and running. That is Ben Cruz with the break. Scratches on the break to get started in this matchup. And I'm just going to go and get a look at their roster sheet. Okay, so this first rack is Ben Cruz versus Phil Mahoney from Team Buckets. Phil at the table now. Off the scratch on break from Ben. He's looking at stripes. He wants to, I think, possibly looking at the order that he wants to play things. 13, and he rubs the 8 ball going forward. That might have changed the line a little bit for what he might have been looking for. I think he was trying to get the 9 next, and it might be out of position right off the bat. But not too bad. 10 ball goes, comes down. He's got a choice on the 11 or the 12. I think that he's going to have to shoot that 12 in the side right now. He's going the 11, but it's going to be hard to it's a straight shot, so he wants to kind of power it off the rail. That's a good shot. Just stun it off the rail and up. Okay, that one didn't work out so good for Phil. He wanted to pocket that 5 ball and free up the 14, but that did not work out for him. So Ben now with an opportunity with solids. I might take a chance here and try to swing into this 7-2 and kind of see what you get, because right now they're lined up for a combo, but you don't really want to take a combo if you don't have to. Although he's got pretty straight if he wants the combo. Might be something he might look at here. The combo on the 2-7. But he is not looking at that. And maybe if he does play that, maybe he wants it to be last. He's going to, trying to hit that one in and back it up for the 4 next. And he's missed the shot, leaving a wide open look for Phil to get going. And Phil Mahoney, a chance to draw first blood for Team Buckets. And Buckets just coming off of a pretty dominating win, 11-5, I believe it was, over Highly Overrated. So they're running hot right now, and our team has been over there practicing, but not in competition this morning. So Phil now deciding whether he should go for the corner or the side. Looks like he's chosen to call the corner pocket. I kind of like that. You can kind of stun the cue ball over to this rail also. So in case you miss it, you're not really selling out too much of an opportunity on any of those solids. Just a little extra insurance. Good shot from Phil. He doesn't need insurance when you can shoot the 8-ball like that. Team Buckets is up 1-0 and draws first blood. Okay, so now we've got Pat Arhaus, spelled AAR HAUS. And I'm assuming that he is the one that they've named the team after, the R team. Okay, and he is going to be playing against Jimmy Buckets. Jimmy Buckets Farmer, who their team is named after. So interesting here that these two are matching up in the first round, being that both teams are named after those players. This is the B-side finals. The finals will be up after this. And the team that is waiting in the hot seat is Joe's Glass. So whoever wins this will be playing Joe's Glass for the finals, scheduled at 3 p.m. Might run a little bit late. I'm guessing that might start a little after 3, but it'll be right after this match. So Buckets getting started. Takes stripes. And he's come right up on the 10-ball. Template rack might have helped him a little bit get some separation. Looks like might have helped the cue ball roll back a little bit. Give him a little bit of room. He should be able to cut this 10 into the top right corner, but he has to jack up. I don't think that's the angle that he wants to hit it at. He's come offline a little bit. That's going to be okay because now he's put that 5-ball in trouble. So where Buckets left the 10, that makes the 5 incredibly difficult. And so now Pat Arhaus with solids. Going to go to work here. A difficult opener for him. He's looking to see if he has. He's looking to see if he has the 4-ball. I kind of favor a safety here. I think. Okay, he's going to try to clip off the edge of the 5, maybe. Oh, was it an open table? I thought buckets was stripes. Oh, that was a bad mistake from Pat. That's very unfortunate. He shot the wrong suit to start his game, and that's going to give Buckets ball in hand. I was really wondering what he was looking at there. That's going to cost him the ball in hand foul. But it happens. We've all done that in 8-ball, shoot the wrong suit. Buckets with a lot of positive things happening with that shot. He has opened up the 15-ball down table with that carom shot. And I'm wondering if the 13 plays by the 6. I don't know if it does. But he's got the 14 also down there that he could maybe use to get the cue ball somewhere in this area. If the 13 doesn't play to the bottom left corner, he'll be using the 14 to get down underneath the 13 ball. If the 13 does play to the corner, he's going to probably play it right now. Nope, he's playing the 14, and he's going to come across into the wall of balls or into that position area. Yeah, this is going to get in trouble. I think maybe not. Does he have the 13? That's the question. Is uncertain whether he has that or not. So he did have it available, but he's missed the shot trying to hold for the 8. And he got perfect on the 8-ball. If he'd have made that 13, it would have been beautiful. Because he got really the perfect shape on the 8-ball. Okay, so Pat coming to the table. He knows that he's solids now. So that's step 1. Oh, and he's missed this one. It's not going to go in. This is going to be really difficult for Jimmy to get this 13 in, and he's going to have to clip off the edge of the 1 and try to bring the cue ball back down to the other side of the 8-ball. He wants to be in this area somewhere down here. To get the cue ball down there is not an easy place when you got the 1 ball sitting right there. So look for him to hit this with a bit of pace, because when you come off that 13 and you hit the 1, it's going to kill a lot of the speed off the cue ball. So you do have to hit this fairly hard. Did he hit the 1 first? I don't think so. But now he's going to have to bank this 8-ball, and we're looking for the Evo highlights here. He's calling right here. Jimmy Buckets going for the Evo highlights contest on this one. He's got to bring it. Eight ball off the 5. Nope. Cue ball scratching. Oh, that's a heartbreaker. At least he didn't make the 8 and scratch. That's worse. And Pat Arhouse now with an open look. Everything pretty wide open. I like starting with the 7 ball, I think. My pattern looks like 7, 3, 5, 1, 2, 8. That's what I like here. Oh, I got the 4. You got the 4 ball too, so you don't want to forget about that one. 7, 3. Yeah, I might play the 4 first, just because it's in the way. I might go 4, 7, 3, 5, 1, 2. Kind of like that. This one first. This one second. This one third. Fourth. Fifth. That's my pattern, but there's more than one way to do this. You can do this a million different ways, and it probably works. This is one of those racks where you don't really have to get perfect position on anything, but you don't want to take that for granted, because if you get a little bit careless with your shape, things can get out of hand. Okay, he's left himself long on the 7. He wants you'd like to have the 2 as the last one before the 8, which he agrees. But you got to bear down. He's got some distance here. He just wants to make sure that he pockets this cleanly with a stop shot. He's rolled it in, which is okay too. And he's looking good. Pat Arhouse trying to put our team on the board with a win. And down goes the 8 ball. So the easy run out for Patrick, or Pat, is completed. And it is a 2-1 score now. We'll go over to the other table just so you can see what's happening over on table 4. You've got Andy Pillinger versus Zach Zager. And on table 5, Tony Sandoval is racking, but we'll stay on this one until that one is completed. All right, so Tony done racking those balls. I'm going to switch back to that just after this shot from Andy. Okay, Tony Sandoval to break, center break. Cue ball gets kicked right into the corner, and that's going to be a ball in hand for, who do we have here? This is Tony versus Ben. So Ben Cruz with ball in hand. Going to come to the table and have options, lots of options to work with. And meanwhile, Andy Pillinger in a perfect position to tie the score for our team on table 4. With this 8 ball, takes it down. So Ben getting started with solids, chooses to use his ball in hand to clear the bottom part of the table and then work his way up. And that's a lot of times what you'll see in 8-ball is a good strategy. When you have ball in hand, you want to take the table in halves and try to take out, just work your way up the table. That seems to be what Ben is doing here. He wants the 3, the 4, the 2, 6, and then 8. See if he can get out of this rack cleanly. Okay, he's going to have some angle on the 4 that's going to take him down. And is he going to try to come through this little window? He could pocket the 4 on the side and try to float down into this window without touching anything, but this is really just kind of delicate. You could also come full into the, try to hit the 7, hit the 11 full. He does come through the gap, and he's come too far, and that's gonna be this is gonna be an issue. This is no lie. This is gonna be tough. He can't really take the 2 ball right now because he would have no way to get back to the 6. I think he almost has to take the 6, but he's going to have to carom the 6 off the 15, I think, and he's calling this shot. 6 ball carom off the 15 to try to get shape on the 2. He's forced himself into a position where he has to make a difficult shot. The carom shot to get shape on the 2 and pocket the 6. Oh, he's hit it cleanly. I thought he was going to go off that ball. I thought he was going to clip it off the 15. That was a heck of an attempt from Ben, but the missed shot turns the table over to Tony Sandoval, who has now a very open look. I believe the 9 ball plays past the 6. But he's going with a 10 ball first. Because it's easier to play the 9 in the side rather than past the 6. This is much easier pattern. He wants to float this in for the... Oh, that was a great shot coming off, because that's actually perfect now because he can stun this down a little bit for the perfect angle on the 14 to get the cue ball back up. Now he's gotten pretty flat on this 14 ball, and that means he's going to have to juice this a little bit to get what he wants. Yeah. He tried to put it with some spin to where it kind of goes out, but I don't think he hit it the way that he wanted with the English that he wanted. So now he's faced with a difficult 13. The nice part for this is you don't have to try for shape. All you have to do is pocket the ball cleanly with the center ball hit, and you should come over for the 12 in the side. But the distance can cause the error, and that's what's happened here. And Ben Cruz back to the table with a long distance 2 ball and shooting over the top of the 13. So pretty difficult position. Nobody wants to take that shot because the cueing is just so uncomfortable. Oh man, that was perfect. Well done. That could be the rack winning shot right there. Those are not easy to execute. So the long distance pressure shot advantage goes to Ben. Uh-oh. Oh, we've got drama. He's going to have to back cut this 8 ball down to this pocket. It is going to send the cue ball this way, so watch out, scratch. No scratch. Oh, cue ball 3 rails. No scratch there either. Great shot from Ben. Nice out. Well done. And we'll flip over to the other table while they're racking here. And, oh, they're racking on this table as well. So we got a 3-3 tie. And go to a quick video commercial.
Introducing EvoSports, the future of live streaming. It's now easier than ever to stream and share your action. We use the best equipment for high-quality HD image. Invite a commentator from anywhere in the world. EvoSports is the evolution in billiards entertainment. Live streaming has never been easier. Simply enter your name, add your race length, and start your stream. Join us on YouTube at EvoSports Streaming or at evosports.live.
All right. Racks number 7 and 8 of this contest. We're going to have Jimmy on one table, Zach on another from Team Buckets. And Ben and Larry are going to be on the other side of those tables. I believe, unless I've got something wrong here. Oh, I do have it wrong. Sorry, it's Pat and Andy for our team and Zach and Phil. Zach broke on table 4 and Phil is breaking on table 5 for Team Buckets. This is their break round. It's going head ball break, but from the side. Not sure if anything went down. I don't think he has not made any balls on that break, so that's a dry break from Phil. He'll be turning the table over to Andy. Yeah, thank you, Evan. You're welcome to join in the commentary booth remotely if you'd like. I know you know how to do it. Let me know if you need a link. I can send that over, and you can co-commentate this B-side finals match. All right, Andy Pillinger, very diligent 8-ball player. He is looking at the 13 right now. He is going to play the 13 right now. It's not a bad choice. Oh, maybe not. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, he's solids. That's why. So he's played the safety, being that he has solids. Sometimes you have a commentator that's not paying attention. It's a good safety. Very well played safety. Smart play. I wonder if Phil can back cut this 13 ball. It would be extremely steep back cut on that ball to get that to go. And meanwhile, on table 4, I believe Zach's still at the table off of his break. I'm not sure. I don't think that he's missed a shot. Looks like he might be on a break and run over there. Possibility. Yeah, that was a tall order to try to back cut that ball in. All right, Triple G, I'll give you the rundown here on the player lineups. For the R team, you've got Ben Cruz, Larry Leach, Pat Arhouse, and Andy Pillinger. And on the other side, Team Buckets is Phil Mahoney, Tony Sandoval, Jimmy Buckets Farmer, and Zach Zager. This is the B-side finals match. The winner of this match will go on to play Joe's Glass. And Joe's Glass is Bernard Bartling, Joe Ladd, James Baldwin, and Steve Kofer. So they're sitting in the hot seat. Joe's Glass is waiting for the winner of this, and we're going to have the finals coming up right after this. It was a tough shot. Good shot there from Phil. It was a effective shot from Phil in 8 ball. So he's you want to reposition your balls so you have the advantage, and position the others so that they have the disadvantage. And he's done a pretty good job with that by moving that 15 ball into the side pocket area. And Andy with a draw shot that he got way too much out of that he did not want. He got right up on top of that 6 ball, and he's faced with only now having to shoot maybe a kick shot at the 7 to pocket a ball. I don't see, but he's not going for that. I think he's going to try to play the position game and bump the 15 out of there. It's a good shot. However, there's still lots of problems here. This rack could go on for a little while. And I can switch over to the other table if you guys want to see Zach try to close out that rack that he's on. He's in a bit of trouble there on table 4. The loser of this match gets 3rd place. looks like he's calling the side pocket, but I'm not sure how that's going to work. No, he's changing his mind now. So Phil is in a bit of spot. So he's looking to go again. He's going to try to bring this 12 ball. Oh, this worked out really well. he couldn't have planned that one any better, except for the potential here to pocket this ball and spin into these balls. This is a potential to open up the rack for solids. And if this is executed well by Andy, if he wants to take a swing at this, not easy to do because you have to hit this with a lot of right hand English. And being that the cue ball is on the rail and you're going all the way across the whole entire table, and you're cutting the 7 ball, that could get away from you really easily. So it's definitely a risky shot. And Phil's a player. Andy's a player that doesn't take a lot of risk. He would prefer to let you take the risk, and that's what he's going to do here. Just moving out how he's piled up some stuff. We're adding to the chess match of this rack. So sometimes an 8 ball, it's a quick run out that only takes 3 minutes, and then sometimes it turns into a grinding safety battle that can take 20 or 30 minutes to finish a rack. And meanwhile, Zach on table 4 has ball in hand on what looks like the 8 ball over there. So Zach takes down that rack. So Phil pocketing the opponent's ball. A smart play. When your stuff is in trouble, try to put your opponent's balls in the hole so that they're off the table and he has less balls to work with to get out of problems. And Ben Cruz on table 4 is racking the balls, so he'll be breaking that rack. All right, so Phil just decides to punt and get his 1 ball out of there. These kind of racks, it usually favors the person that is less aggressive. So that's why you'll see a lot of the elite players and platinum players kind of grinding it out and trying to force the other guy to take the aggressive move. Right now, I like getting aggressive. I will take this. I will take this on. I think it has a lot of reward potential to pocket that 15, and the natural line with a little bit of draw can send you right into the pile of balls, opening everything up. But he's not gonna go for that. He's calling the 12 ball. Does he have enough room? Nope, he didn't have enough room, and he just wanted to put it right in front of the 4 ball. And the grind continues. And nobody wanting to pocket balls here. Nobody who wants to be first to take a swing at the pile. Now Phil with going for the 15. I have to think that he's not going to be taking. He is. Okay, so he takes the aggressive move, and that one worked out really well. He was able to draw it right into the pile. I felt like he had a much better opportunity. If he wants to be aggressive, he felt like he had the much better opportunity to do that earlier in the rack. But that one worked out really well. He hit it at the perfect speed and the perfect angle. He is going to be calling for a ref. Calling a ref on himself. Ref is going to watch to make sure that he hits the 13 first before the 6. I think it'll be a pretty easy call. It was. And a good job from Phil to not move that 6 ball too far, because that could have gotten in the path of the 10. So he did a great job of holding that there. Don't know if he has the 10 yet. I don't think he does. He does not. So he's going to be going 12 in the side. You don't want to save that 10 ball for last, because it's difficult to put the 10 in and get shape on the 8 from there. It's much easier to put the 10 in and get shape on the 14 up table. So I think you have to go 12, 10, 14, 8. I think it has to be your pattern here. Okay, he's got a nice angle for the 10. Should be able to come out okay. He's going to climb up. He wants to climb up on the table. He needs somebody get this guy a step ladder. He needs to get one leg up on the table. Oh, and it rattles and goes in, just barely drops in the pocket. He's got a slight angle now on the 14 ball. He just cleared the 1, so he's okay here. This is a nice angle. Should be able to use the little top inside and get you real nice and straight on the 8 ball. Uh-oh. That is not the English that he wanted to use. He did not get top on that. He hit a lot lower on that cue ball than he wanted. And I think that was just a cueing error, not hitting the spot on the cue ball that he was intending, because just high cue ball would have gotten him to that bottom rail and back up towards the 8 ball. So a big error there. And Andy with a pretty simple out here. Shouldn't have any problems with getting this one down for the R team to tie it up at 4-4. All right. Andy taking care of business here on table 3. And we're going to, after this 8 ball, assuming it goes, we're going to go over to table 4 to check out that action over there. Okay, good shot to tie up the score for Team our team, let's take a look at what's happening on table 4. Sorry, this is the camera view for table 4. Ben Cruz trying to get the lead for our team. He's gotten very straight on this 13 ball. You might want to try to cheat the pocket a little bit and draw. These can rattle out on you, though. If you try to cheat that pocket too much and hit this rail right here, that could rattle. He doesn't even mess with the cheating the pocket. He says, I'll just take a tougher 11 ball and make sure that I pocket the 13. So good choice, not trying to do too much. And now he's going to have a difficult 8 ball. So Ben Cruz missing the 8 ball, and he is going to leave the 6 for the side pocket and a natural forward momentum leave for the 8 in the same pocket. That one could cost the R team the lead because Jimmy Buckets knows how to get out of this one. That's no problem for Buckets. Just make this ball and you win the rack. As long as you don't do anything crazy, like get the cue ball on the rail. So now he's fine. I'm going to go back to the other table because I'm fairly confident that Buckets is going to have that. Oh, and this looks like a scratch on break for the R team. That's going to bring Zach Zager to the table with a ball in hand. Buckets does take down that 8 ball for the lead for Buckets. And we're at 5-4 through 9 racks. Larry Leach with a scratch on break here, giving Zach ball in hand. And a very wide open table. I like stripes. I like stripes here. If you take solids, that's okay if you start with the 4 ball. But I think either one could be a pretty good suit. I just like stripes because you don't have to mess around with, all of these and disturbing the 8 ball and that kind of thing. The 8 ball's open right now. I really like stripes here. I might play the 15 first in the bottom right corner and kind of work my way through the middle stuff from there. Let's see if Zach agrees with me. He certainly is positioning the cue ball. That would indicate he is. And now he's changing his mind. He says, nope, I want solids. Okay, so solids it is. I just feel like solids is just a slight bit more difficult because of the 6 ball. You could be in a position to run into the 8 and make things more complicated. Oh, no, he didn't want to do that. So that has changed the whole thing. What was a very easy pattern, easy run out, everything open. As soon as you clip 1 ball and move something, everything just gets complicated. It's frustrating for Zach. He knows it. Now he has to work through problems. He has to try to get a breakout. He might attack it right now. If he's feeling aggressive, he might attack from the 5 ball. Putting the 5 in the corner. It's going to send, put a little bit of spin or draw on the ball to try to come into this scenario here and loosen up that 6-8. It's not a bad angle to do this with, but he's going to go across with some inside to loosen up the 8 and 6, and that was really well executed. Nice shot, Zach. Nice shot. Zach Zager shooting very strong lately. He's had some great matches and he's been playing some good pool. Not a guy that you want to scratch on the break with, because as you can see, although he got in trouble, he got right out of trouble immediately afterwards. This one, he'll be just fine on the 8. No problem. Down it goes, and a 6-4 lead for Buckets. Check out PNW Pool Thing on Facebook and YouTube. Jesse Johnson, Stephanie Shirtliff, great ambassadors of the sport, doing all kinds of great things for the pool community in the Pacific Northwest. Make sure you like and subscribe to their page, their stream, their channel on YouTube. They're putting in a lot of hard work to get these player matchups and do live streams from their house in Vancouver, Washington. It's just fantastic to have them in our pool community doing what they do. And I'm going to be right back in a couple of minutes. Just got to take a quick break. All right, I'm back. What do we got here? Tony Sandoval at the table. Get to my roster sheet and see what's going on. Tony is playing Andy Pillinger. Working his way through this pattern. He might choose to cut the 1 in instead of the 4. He can choose the 4 or the 1 here. He also has the 2 ball as well. Don't know that that's the one he wants because that doesn't really, I think he would like to take the 1 here. I prefer cutting the 1 in the side and just bring that cue ball off this bottom rail and back up. I think that's what he likes as well. You want to avoid the 14 because that could make for some trouble. Now he's going with the 2 ball, and that means he's going to have to come back for that 1 and 4 situation, probably for the final couple of balls. I don't prefer that. I really liked taking care of the 1 and 4 earlier in the rack rather than saving them for the end of the rack, but he doesn't have a choice now. He is going to save the 1 and 4 for the final 2 balls before the 8. Not as easy to get position on the 8 from those balls, being that they're where they are, and being where the 12 ball is. It's going to be a little tougher to get that position on the 8 ball. So now he's got a back cut on the 1. He's going to be bumping the 4. So a little bit of a challenge. Yep, now he's going to be stuck with a difficult spot, and there's really not much safety to play because he's already killed all of his soldiers off the field. I think he's going to have to bank. Yep, he's banking that 4 ball. Let's go. He's going to have to bank and get shape on the 8. Not the out that he was looking for. And he's not quite. It was going to go, but oh, what a good, fortunate leave. He's fortunate. Oh, it went in. I didn't know that the ball went in. I thought it was off the mark because his body was blocking the camera and it looked like it was coming in short, but it must have wobbled its way in the pocket, and that was unfortunate for Tony that it went in because of that shape that he got on that ball. Okay, so Tony giving up ball in hand with a wide open look, and I have to go back to his decision to shoot the 2 ball when he had the cut on the 1 and try to come through the window. That would have changed everything, and I think it would have been a better decision. It's always easier to say that in hindsight, though, but I think Tony did make a pattern error there by not taking the 1 ball cut when he had the opportunity earlier in that rack. It just made everything more difficult. So now Andy Pillinger, pretty easy open look, and Buckets goes up 7-4 from that finish on table 4.
Try to get an angle for it.
Oh no, a very uncharacteristic miss from Andy Pillinger to really turn over the table, and that one really hurts for the R team because that was a pretty much a for sure victory for them that would have put them at 7-5. Now it's going to be 8-4. What a huge swing that was on that miss. Now Tony does have to be aware of the scratch possibility here. But he doesn't hit it hard enough to scratch, so that's a good shot from Tony to make it 8-4. And Andy with a huge error on the open table out with ball in hand, missing on the 12 ball. And those are shots that come back to haunt you, especially if it ends up going like Hill. And you think back to, all of those racks that you should have won when you had the opportunity, but you didn't. Those are ones that keep you up at night. Team Buckets just taking over now in this match with a commanding 8-4 lead. They're only 3 wins away from going to the finals and getting to play Joe's Glass. They will have to double dip, or whoever wins this will have to double dip in the finals to win first place. All of these guys really wanting a championship. Let's cut over to table 4. Looks like we've got Ben Cruz. Ben trying to navigate through traffic to get through these stripes. He's got the 13 next. Probably going to play the 13 and then the 9, I'm guessing. No, he's missed it. He might have been focused on that window to try to come through with the cue ball. Ends up missing the shot. So Zach Zager now at the table. Zach fires that 4-ball in the side pocket, tries to loosen up the 7-6 because I don't think it was wired to go, and he's made it worse. Now he's playing the safety. Maybe, I don't know. I think he's got to look at it, but no, he looks like he's going to carom or cut, just straight cut the 5 into the side. He could carom this. He's got to watch the 8-ball here. If he caroms it, it's no big deal. But if he cuts it right into the side, the cue ball is going to go into the 10-8. Okay, so he's missed it. There was a lot of stuff going on there, and he's gotten very fortunate that he didn't sell out a good look. So now Ben coming to the table here. And I'm going to get back to the main table here. And see what's happening. Okay, back to the main table. I don't want to do too much back and forth switching. But back at the main table, we've got Phil Mahoney for Team Buckets. Working on the solids to try to extend the lead. He's gotten good shape on the 7. If he's pretty straight on this, he might be able to. I think he's going to have to go forward. If he tries to draw, he's going to be jacking up. What's he calling here? He's calling he's calling the 7 in the bottom left corner. He's going to try to go forward. Come 2 rails and out. Okay, he's got choices for. He's got 3 options. He could go for the 3, the 1, or the 6. I think you're going to probably choose the 6-ball because it's pretty straight, and you could put a stop shot on it and get on the 1 with nice position on the 1. You got to be careful. If there's a little angle, you got to be careful you don't draw this into this area here. He's going forward, so a high ball, so it might have a little angle. Good shot from Phil. And meanwhile, table 4 has Zach Zager working through his situation on his rack. But I like to stay here because I like Phil's work that he's put in so far to this rack. He's got a good chance to close out this rack and get his team to 9. Good speed. Wants to use high, maybe a little inside. Uh-oh, watch outside pocket. Isn't that amazing how this cue ball can go in at that angle and you're just staring at it going, how in the world did I scratch? He needed to put high inside on that to check it up off of the rail and come back for the 1 in the side. And it looks like he just used straight high ball and the natural angle took him right to that side pocket in a big-time turnover. Is exactly what the R team needed. And meanwhile, Zach on table 4 is looking to close out his rack. He's got the 8-ball in his sights. I am going to switch over just so we can see that 8-ball shot for Zach. This is a big shot here to give his team a 5-rack lead, and he's missed it. Okay, we've got drama. Oh, man, it was a heartbreaker for Zach. He really wanted that one, but I'll go back in to this rack that we were on. I just wanted you to see sort of like NFL red zone where somebody's on the 8-ball. We're just going to go right to the red zone shot. Zach not happy with himself, snatches up the chalk off the table with an emphatic slap of his hand. That is frustrating. Missing those 8-balls like that, you just can't get away with those. And meanwhile, Ben Cruz cleans up the mess on table 4. And Ben Cruz with an easy 8-ball, table 4, to give our team the win. And it's now 8-5. What a swing that was on Zach's missed 8-ball. Team Buckets showing a little bit of maybe fatigue, I'd say, from being here all week long. Some uncharacteristic errors. All right, so Larry with a good chance to close this one out and make it an 8-6 game. Just needs to navigate position on the 8-ball. The natural path is to float into the 8, which you really probably don't want to do. You'd like to kind of swing it around to the other side of the 8, maybe just a touch of draw. Yeah, that works, but a little bit heavy with the speed and the spin, swinging that cue ball all the way over to make a difficult 8-ball, and being where the 1-ball is just hanging in the side pocket, and your team being down 3 racks. This is a real tester. This is definitely missable. So Larry Leach looking for the hero shot. Doesn't happen. He's left a back cut on the 1, 8-ball all the way down table. So we are going to have to see Phil use some cue ball positioning here. Let's see here. You draw the line to the cue ball where you want to hit the 1. So you're pocketing the 1 here. Cue ball is going to come 1, 2, 3, and to that pocket. You could go short side, or you could stiffen it up and try to use that extra rail and get to the other side of the 8. So he's got to use a lot of rails here the 4-rail position to the other side of the 8 is probably ideal. And he says, nope, I'm not falling for the 4-rail shot. I'm not going for that. Too many crazy, wild things can happen. So he plays the safety, but he doesn't give up. He doesn't block him from seeing the 8 ball. And so Larry Leach with a free bank shot, basically. I call it free because he's back at the table after missing. It's an extra chance, not a free chance, but it's an extra chance to take the lead. And he's calling the bottom left corner. Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful shot from Larry Leach. A big-time 8 ball to get his team back in this thing. 8-6. Larry Leach, the hero shot on the 8 ball. Clip it. Evo highlights. Take that clip. All right, so let's go back over to table 4. Looks like Pat Arhouse with the miss, playing against Tony Sandoval. And meanwhile, table 3 has Jimmy Buckets racking the balls. He'll be breaking. All right, we're going to stay on this one while Tony tries to close out this rack. And Buckets on table 3 breaks off, gets a ball in the break, and has a fairly open table on table 3. So I'll switch back over to that one after this rack is over, but I'll stay on this to see if Tony can close out this rack. Looks like he's fairly straight, but he might be able to have an angle a little bit to come inside the 4 so that he has the 8 in the side next. Let's see what he decides to do. He could draw this too, and he's going to draw it. That's smarter because then you don't have to deal with the 4 ball being in your way. Good shot, good selection from Tony. A little bit longer 8 ball, but it should be manageable. To give Buckets a 9-6 lead, Tony Sandoval takes it down. All right, so let's go back over to table 3. Jimmy Buckets off the break. He's got to look for a chance for the break and run to get his team on the hill. And meanwhile, on table 4, Ben Cruz is going to go up and rack and break that one. Does he get the shape on the 10? He was really looking for that shape on the 10 and the side, and I think he's got it. He does. He almost went too far with that cue ball, but he's got the 10 on the side, and he's got the real possibility of the break and run. Jimmy Buckets getting it done. Oh, it's going to slide. Okay. It's like, don't let that cue ball slide over too far behind the 6. He doesn't. But he is very straight on this 14 ball. He doesn't really have the angle to move the cue ball over to have an easier 13. So he might decide to play this off the 13. I don't know. Unless he feels comfortable with like a stop or a short draw shot and cut the 13 in from that point. That probably is. Yep, he's going to have to take a tougher cut on the 13, which is going to make the 8-ball leave more difficult. He could use the 1 ball to stop the cue ball. So he could come up off the 13 into the 1. You're risking a scratch in the side here, but that would hold the cue ball for the 8 in the bottom right corner. He's using outside to kind of spin that 13 into the pocket. Doesn't go, but it's the next best thing. He's left it hanging in the pocket, and Solids is in big trouble here. So Andy Pillinger with Solids is going to have to figure something out. He's got the 6 in the side. He could potentially also hit this 13 the 3 into the 13 and call safe and just move the cue ball down into this path here, trying to get the cue ball down here. That is an option, I think, that he's probably looking at. He's going to have to do something with the 2 and the 4 ball because they are not playable. They have to be moved. Or the 13 has to be pocketed. So something has to happen here. The onus is definitely on Andy to make something happen in this rack. He is going to play that 3 ball into the 13. The one thing I know for sure is if you play this shot, you have to pocket that 13. If you leave the 13, if you miss pocketing the 13, it's going to be bad. So here we go. Pressure shot for Andy Pillinger with Team Buckets almost on the hill. He has missed the 13 ball, and that's going to be a problem. Buckets getting a chance now to go rail first into this 3 ball to bring the cue ball out into this area probably. Could also go past that point to come to the other side of the 8. He will be going rail first under the 3 so that he can get the cue ball up a bit. And I'm assuming that the 8 ball does play into this bottom corner. It does, so that's probably the pocket that he wants to play it in. Okay, he's going to have to play the 8 in the side now. And meanwhile, on the other table, Phil Mahoney for Buckets is working through his rack. And he's going to call a ref to remove the rack. The 2 ball is on the rack, and it's kind of frozen to the 4, so I don't blame him for calling a ref to do this job. Want to make sure those balls get put back in the right place. All right. So while that's going on, I will switch it over for you to see the other game with Phil Mahoney on the 15 ball to get on the 8. Oh, hold on. Buckets is on the 8. And he makes it. Down it goes. So Buckets is on the hill 10-6. And I'll get back to that other table. That ref was quick with the ball removal. They got that down. Oh, and it looks like, boy, it looks like Phil had missed the 15 ball. Leaving the cue ball fairly tied up to the 2. I don't think you're going to take a chance at trying to pocket the 5 ball here when you could just play a safety. I think getting the 7 off the rail and getting the cue ball fairly safe is a good plan for Ben here. He did not get the 7 off the rail, so he didn't improve the 7 ball. However, he was successful with the safety. That's the most important thing, is you got the safety successfully completed. I feel like he had a chance to kind of bump that 7 out a little bit towards the side pocket, but I think he didn't want to risk the cue ball traveling down and giving up any kind of a look at all. Oh, look at this. He's got a window here. He actually has the window to kick this ball into. No, that's not there. That can't be right. He's calling it in the bottom right corner. I'm not seeing it, but he's got the window. So he's clipped the 8 ball and he's given up ball in hand to Ben. And Tony Sandoval up on table 3. Buckets on the hill. A lot of nerves out there. I see these balls just kind of rattle in pockets sometimes. And that's, oh, I like taking the 7 ball right now. I'm not sure why he wouldn't take the 7. It was on the rail in kind of a bad spot. I don't know that you're ever going to get a better shape on the 7 ball than what he had. I would have definitely considered that 7 in the top corner at that point. So I'm not sure. I'm sure he has a plan. I just don't know what it is. But he has a good idea of what to do, and I'm sure that Ben, who's a 588 Fargo, will go through the right pattern for him. But when are you going to dress the 7 ball? That's my question. I guess you're going to save the position on the 7 for the very last shot. Yep, he's saving the 7 for last. The hardest ball on the table. He had a straight look at it when he had that cue ball right here. He had a really good opportunity to just pocket it and get that off the table and work through the rest of them. But this is a bit of a tester, and he's missed it. So, I can't say that, I know that he's a good player and he knows the right patterns to play. It's just how I saw it was a little bit different. What do you guys think in the chat? You think you would have taken that 7 earlier, or what do you think of that pattern? Just curious. So he has left a bit of a cut but a possible shot. Shouldn't be too much of an issue for Phil. Phil very fortunate that he's back to the table after leaving an open table for Ben. And he's overcut the 15, so we're seeing some errors here. And now Ben getting a chance to pocket the 7, come 2 rails back to position on the 8 in the same pocket. Here we go. Ben Cruz trying to keep his team alive in this contest. Watch out. Okay, a little close to dangerous on the side pocket. He's come out okay. And he's gotten the 8 ball in. So 10-7. Let's go to the other table. And over here, we've got Larry Leach, who is solids. Larry calling the, what is he calling? Oh, the 6 ball. Wow, what a great shot. I did not see that. Comboed it. Made the 6-4 combo past the 1. It was a good shot from Larry. Again, trying to keep the R team in this contest. Trying to make it 10-8. Our team has to win every single rack from here on out. Okay, he's loosened up the 3 ball, but it's not loosened up enough. He might be able to play a stop shot, actually. If he's got this, let's see the angle. Yeah, it's a very thin angle for the 5 ball. So, flat angle. He doesn't have to do too much. He could get that cue ball right in here, I think, with a draw shot. A little nip draw, we would call it. And that would be a perfect angle from there to get onto that 3 and clear this table out. You just don't want that cue ball to drift too far away. Try to kind of cinch it with some inside and a lot of low. Good shot there from Larry. Gets the position on the 3. And the 8 ball does pass. He's looking at it now. It does pass, Larry. Don't worry. But he's just double checking to make sure the 8 ball does pass the 9. Now back onto the 3. Rattles the 3 ball. Oh my goodness. That is just dirty. The pool gods are smiling on our team because that one could have definitely sold out the rack, but it just came in behind the 1, didn't scratch, and doesn't leave Tony anything. Tony chalking up his jump cue. He's got the air rush. No, he doesn't. What does he have? I don't know what his jump cue is. But he's going airborne here. So fasten your seatbelts. Put your tray tables in their upright and locked positions. He's calling the jump bank on the 14. All right. Good hit, good contact, but not going to work. And that's going to bring Larry back to the table. Larry Leach. Going rail first. This is going to be a problem. So the pool gods giveth and the pool gods taketh away. Larry now in bad trouble. He immediately grabs his jump cue, and now Larry's going to have to jump for his tournament life. Missing this shot could mean this could be his last shot of this tournament. He's got to get high up and over that 8 ball. It's hard to get over the ball when you're that close and you have a full ball to get over. He does, and he makes the shot. Well done, Larry. Not out of the woods yet. That was a great jump shot. Getting over the full 8 ball, being that close to it. The jump shot contest goes to Larry. And now the pressure, long 8 ball from the cue ball being on the rail. It goes off the 9 and in the pocket. Oh my goodness. What are we watching here? Oh, he's got a smile on his face, but that's not how he intended to pocket the 8 ball, but it works just the same. Goes in the pocket that he called. And let's switch over to we got a 10-8 game. Let's switch over to see buckets in this little mess of a rack here. And Bucket's playing a safety. He has given up the 2 ball, which is the one that he would like him to take first. And this is Pat Arhouse, 457 Fargo, to try to. I don't know if you're gonna swing at this. You could come off the 2, come up into the pile, but not sure if he called safety there. He did not call safety. He called the 2 ball, so he's still at the table. And I don't think I want to pocket the 2 and shoot again. I think if I'm going to pocket the 2, I'm going for the, I'm going to swing for the breakout, because what other ball can you break out the 7 with easily? You have to break the 7 and 8 loose to be able to get out of this rack. So Pat getting down, looking at the line on this combo. And meanwhile, and he misses the combo, but it is stuck in there. I'm going to go over because this match might end faster. It might end faster with this rack over here, because Zach Zager has a chance. Oh, he sits right up on top of the 7. And Zach, playing for Team Buckets, trying to get that number 11 win. And we say the first one and the last one of the set is the hardest to win, and this has been the case for Team Buckets, getting on the hill first, being up 10-6. And has not been able to close it out of the previous 2 racks. Great shot from Zach, shooting over the top of the 7 ball. That was really a valuable shot there. Well done. Now, this is going to be kind of a challenge to get around the one ball. He wants to kind of come around maybe clean, not hitting the one. Yeah, he does nip the one a little bit on the way through, but he has come out very nicely. He's got a very good line on this 11-10 combo. The 11 will probably float down to the bottom rail. So you have to be aware of where the 11 is going to go. It did not. He hit it good enough to where it stayed right there. And this match could be just a couple shots from being over and advancing Team Buckets into the finals. Zach Zager takes a big sigh, calming the nerves, a big breath. Trying to stay as focused as possible, uses top inside to get the cue ball around for the 15.
You see another one you like?
We have seen a lot of dramatic endings to these racks.
I have an extra large.
And Buckets is on table 4 working through his rack, but he may not finish his rack if Zach closes this one out. It won't matter what happens on table 4.
Here's an extra large size.
I think this is the right play. Zach is looking at getting a short side underneath the 8. Just a soft shot. This is keeping it simple. Just roll the cue ball over into this area here, and you have a nice 8 ball for the top corner. He didn't quite get to the center of my circle, but he's got to be happy with this. It's a good opportunity at the 8 ball. And Zach Zager for Team Buckets has the chance to advance them into the finals for the gold division teams. And it goes dead center to the pocket. Team Buckets, you're in the finals. You're going to be playing against Joe's Glass, who's waiting right now to start. So we're going to start a new stream here in about 5 to 10 minutes. Look for that. We'll be sharing it out. Stay on our Facebook page, EvoSports Streaming on Facebook, because whenever we start a new stream, a link always gets posted to that page. But also this channel, EvoSports Pool Tournaments on YouTube, will have that as well. Congratulations, Team Buckets, and great effort, great job from our team getting 3rd place in the gold division for teams. And we'll see you guys for the finals real soon.
Introducing EvoSports, the future of live streaming. It's now easier than ever to stream and share your action. We use the best equipment for high-quality HD image. Invite a commentator from anywhere in the world. EvoSports is the evolution in billiards entertainment. Live streaming has never been easier. Simply enter your name, add your race length, and start your stream. Join us on YouTube at EvoSports Streaming or at evosports.live.